Okay, folks, this is breaking news. It's a big news here. I started on another Christian channel, but I don't know what he's talking about. I thought it was in the past. They're talking about something in the past. Apparently, I guess they're talking the history, but I just seen the headlines. But this is a current thing now. This is the president of Iran dead. Did in a helicopter crash, says here. I guess that was a overall picture of that channel was talking about the overall the history and everything, but I thought it was talking about. I didn't really look at that video, but this is current.
Easy violated rule number 1: never get in a helicopter. He also violated rule number 2: never get in a helicopter, especially.
Let's start this again, folks. Let's start over.
The Iranian president, Ibrahim Raisi, violated rule number 1: never get in a helicopter. He also violated rule number 2: never get in a helicopter, especially in mountainous terrain when there's a lot of fog. And rule number 3: never get in a helicopter with more than one head of state. A major violation on all fronts occurred on Iran, as the Iranian president and the foreign minister were traveling back from Azerbaijan on a helicopter in the middle of in the middle of like the densest fog I've ever seen personally, and they got destroyed. Not a head of state, government official, leadership role, whatever. Not a head of state, but a government official in a pretty important position of power. The foreign minister is a very important position of power, perhaps even more important than the.
He's the president, but he's not the leader. There's a difference there, folks. He's not per se leader, he's a president.
President is a relatively, the president, what I would say in Iran, is a relatively symbolic. It's not like he's, like, I don't think people, it's a massive country, I don't think people, like, give a shit one way or the other. Like, there are certainly a lot of people who are celebrating his death because they hate him for understandable reasons. It'd be like if Erdogan died, you know what I mean? And there are people who are mourning him, but not that many overall. But he is largely inconsequential. Foreign minister, on the other hand, is a much more consequential position, much more important position, and the fact that he died alongside the Iranian president is crazy to me. How the were they on the same goddamn helicopter? I will never understand that.
Yeah.
What are they doing over there in Iran? They are going bananas mode. No one gives a damn here, really, the Persian duck. Yeah, I mean, I would not say that he is a particularly popular individual, considering the mass protests that occur in Iran with regular frequency, and also the unimaginable.
What I want to know, was it an accident or like the helicopter crash? I guess it's an accident, pilot error or something. So he didn't have to say from another source. But I doubt if it was, well, I guess Hasan would mention it. It was taken down by, say, U.S. or Israeli, but no. So maybe it was, I guess, a pilot error or an accident.
Imaginable cruelty that is dished out towards said protesters in Iran, which the president was like a beacon of. They see him as like the guy who's responsible for all of this, even though, everything is the Ayatollah, obviously. Come on, let's be real. But like, he, as far as the domestic affairs goes, he's not exactly super popular. Yeah, there was a very small turnout.
You say now he's taken out by his own people or another opposition in Iran. Okay, maybe
20% of the vote or something, which is pretty funny. It's Iranian elections. Come on now, let's be for real. Not a good guy. He also signed up on thousands of revolutionary protests that was imprisoned for ages. Not a good guy. Even though they do always give him cool ass nicknames, like they call Bashar al-Assad the Lion, right? And they call him the Butcher of Tehran. And it's like, stop.
You gotta make sure though he's saying he's a bad guy, but you gotta be careful what like some on the left with it's about the propaganda against Iran. I'll make sure he's not I don't know if he's trying to. He seemed like he's going into that kind of with the West propaganda against Iran. But from here, he's saying, yeah, this guy wasn't a nice guy, I guess, probably, and not necessarily nice. But a lot of people vote, but it's a subset of the population that agree with the policies of I mean, who agree with this Islamic State. I mean, Iran, right? Although there's been protests, I mean, and then it has been brutal. I mean, the last one was it with the hijab. I guess I don't know, didn't wear the hijab. This woman, and she got killed in custody. But I guess, yeah. But I'm not simping for the Iranians, but the government. But still, you gotta be careful with some of the propaganda with some of the American media, even the online media. But Hasan is a good guy. He's not a mainstream. He's not a Hasan he's not part of the mainstream. The left media, online left media, a streamer. And he doesn't buy into it. Although sometimes he buys into it, the propaganda by the West.
Doing that, okay? Just stop. To me, it's like this dude, if this dude doesn't have the bona fides, like, why are you giving him a sick ass name, dude? Like, they need to stop doing that. They need to stop giving From Software boss names, like, oh, dude, that's the butcher of Tehran. I'm gonna be like, okay, that goes kind of hard. Assad means lion in Arabic, like, literally. I mean, that's why that makes sense. That's why he's the lion of Syria.
So I guess this guy did terrible things. So you see why he's kind of calling him a butcher. So he did more than he did some terrible things.
You can't be doing this. That's all I'm saying. I think we need to give him like lame ass names. You know what I mean? If you want to like position yourself as a guy,
because he mentioned a lot of people or a few, or I don't know, he said a lot according to him, who were happy with his death in Iran. I had to find out by that. I guess it's true. So this guy does some terrible things. This so-called president.
Here's a foreign policy tip. Okay, here is the gay koala of Tehran would be way more like it would neutralize him immediately if you talked about his his clerical skills being mid. Then it's like it's over. You did it. Ain't nobody is calling Ted Cruz the butcher of Texas, okay? You want to know why? Because he's Ted Cruz. He sucks. Ain't nobody's going around being like Marco Rubio. They call him sweaty, dude. They call him wet. That's what Trump called him. Like, think about that. Yeah, give him like a way lamer name, and all of a sudden the dynamic changes dramatically. This guy is like relatively inconsequential in the grand scheme of things in Iranian politics overall. And even then, when I hear like Butcher of Tehran, I'm like, shit, dude, the f did he do? Like, give him something shitty.
With breaking news from Iran, where state media says that President Raisi and the Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdullahian died when their helicopter crashed on Sunday. The wreckage has been located.
So it was on Sunday, was crash, which is today actually. Oh. Yesterday, what am I saying? Yesterday it crashed.
And there are...
It's not that cool of a nickname for Raisi, though. His name was Ibrahim. They called him Ebi, short for Ibrahim the Butcher. Ebi the Butcher.
No survivors among those who were on board. The search took place in a mountainous area in northwestern Iran near Tabriz. Mr. Raisi was returning from a visit to Azerbaijan, where he'd been discussing cooperation over dams and water supplies. The helicopter had been one of 3 flying together. This is it taking off to return to Iran. The other 2 reached their destination safely, But the alarm was raised on Sunday when Iran's interior minister said the president's aircraft had experienced a hard...
Like, Vlad the Impaler goes hard, okay? My epigenetic memories kick in. The moment that someone says, oh, I'm Vlad the Impaler, I'm like, oh, okay? Goes hard. Goes hard. Not, it did a lot of crazy stuff, okay? I mean, he literally impaled people, okay? He made a forest of...
What is this guy? Hasan is right. What did this guy really do? I don't know. People call him a butcher. He probably did bad things, but I don't know. I have to look into it more.
Impaled people. That's crazy. That's crazy. You are giving people props for no reason. Make fun of this guy. Name him something weak. Like, I don't know. Like alliteration is cool. I can't think of anything like with R. Raisi. I don't know. The poopy pants.
So that, folks. So that I'm not gonna go any further. I just want to find out. And maybe I made another video, found out why. I mean, more detail. When he died and how. Hasanabi's just going into his audience, some other stuff on the chat. I mean, talking silly things. But anyways, folks, he died in a plane crash. Iranian president, and maybe I might have more. I don't know if I might have more. Look more into it more later. Maybe I have more. Maybe I have more later. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, folks, I'm out.